We're live, Steve.
Get
on camera. There we go. Crack one too. One-handed.
This is the official beer of Cobra Kai.
No big deal.
Oh.
What's the thing that Cobra Kai says? Don't they have like a catchphrase?
Cobra
Kai never die.
Strike first, strike hard, strike first, no mercy.
we just finished recording the next 2 podcast episodes.
Yeah, for Monday and the Monday after.
2 Mondays.
Monday.
Can't trust that day. Was that song? Is it about Monday or is it another day? I think it is Monday.
I don't know.
Steve's got my SG. What was your favorite part of tonight's recording, Steve?
None of it. It was all awful. It's all stupid.
It's terrible, and no one should watch or listen. We got a cable down here for the internet. It's going across my entire house. It's like a 50-foot Ethernet cable that I have.
It's mega fast.
It's way faster. We did an internet speed test, and it was we double the speed of the Wi-Fi.
We doubled the upload speed and quadrupled the download speed.
So the download speed, I was scared. It was so fast. It was too fast.
How furious was it?
It was the right amount of furious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Silvertone Maserite.
Okay, so Randall asks, I'm going to try to get one of my dream vintage guitars, Silvertone Maserite guitar. I'm happy. Thoughts? Which one is it? A Silvertone or a Maserite?
Maybe it's one of those Silvertones that's shaped like a Maserite. Didn't they have those?
I don't think so.
It's a...
I'd say go for the Maserite. If you can get a vintage Maserite right now, get yourself a Maserite. They're really fun. Silvertones, I'm kind of on the fence about.
A friend of ours is selling a Silvertone H400.
Yeah. For like
44,
$500 or something like that.
I don't know. It's on Reverb.
Reverb. You mean Etsy?
Yeah, it's on Etsy.
Work with us, Etsy.
Are you just having a seizure? That's terrible.
Casio DG1. What is the Casio DG1?
I think that's the Casio electric guitar.
Oh, is it?
Like with the plastic strings.
Let me look it up.
They're very popular now with the kids.
Oh, these freaking kids. Millennials, right?
Yep. That's
it. Yeah.
DG1 digital guitar.
Hey, you get one off of eBay for $141.
You should get one. Then smash it.
Smash it. What should we talk about, guys? Language Philosophy News says, I recently bought a Fender Duo-Sonic. Congratulations. What should I do to improve it? I think the neck could play a little smoother. The first thing I did with my Duo-Sonic is swap the tuners. I don't know if you got a Mexican reissue or one of the newer ones or a vintage one, but the shorter scale means that the tuning is more finicky. So getting something with a nice smooth tuner or a higher gear ratio is going to help you out. Other than that, I don't know. You're complaining about the neck? I don't know.
If it's I wonder if smoother is because it's a sticky back. Or...
Oh, he says it's Mexican. So it's like one of mine.
Yeah.
Unless it's one of the new. Are the new ones Mexican? They might be Mexican.
I don't know.
I've got the 90s reissue one. The newer Mexican ones. I don't know. Yeah, if the neck is sticky, then maybe hit it with a Brillo pad or something like that.
Yeah, some really... Oh, frets are hanging over.
Ooh.
Have you ever done your own fret work?
I've tried on a Duo-Sonic. I don't know if I'd risk it.
I just don't have the right tools to do it.
If it's worth it, pay someone else to handle the frets for you.
Yeah.
Because if you mess it up, then you got to do a full refret.
And if they mess it up,
then they
owe you a free refret.
They owe you.
So hopefully they do mess it up. What if you had a Duo-Sonic, but it had extra jumbo frets?
Like super, super mega?
Yeah.
I always wanted to get another reissue like I have, just to throw an Invader super insane high output humbucker in the bridge and just turn it into a shredder. Because the neck on the thing reminds me of an Ernie Ball Axis. It is a really fast neck.
Yeah.
And with the super short scale, it's easy to shred on it.
You should get one with the classic EMG 8185 combo. I feel like the body is so small that like the pickups would just be like basically right next to each other.
Yeah, they'd be fat. Well, we've run out of stuff to talk about. This is awkward silence.
That's what happens when you record 2.5 hours of podcast and then try to go live. This time, huh? Oh, this is so weird.
Tortilla Man returns. This is horribly offensive. I did not mean to do that. Because I bit the holes weird.
This is like a Doctor Who character. This is like 60s Doctor Who where they're like, we need a mask, but we don't have any money. What do we do?
You want to do one?
I'll eat it. I'm not going to do
Steve,
a dumbass mask.
Join me. Join Tortilla Man.
Tortilla.
Steve, you're ruining it.
Oh,
you can be my sidekick. You can be Tortilla Boy. Whoa, those eye holes are super high. Steve, you're eating your secret identity. Oh, there you go. This is
my beard makes up the bottom.
This is horrific.
Nacho Boy, that's great. When are we getting Tortilla Man shirts?
I should make some Tortilla Man content, like some graphic or something like that.
I think the Reverb or the Etsy acquisition of Reverb is kind of overblown.
It's fine. Who cares?
I don't even think like when eBay acquired PayPal, that's like weird because it's two not similar services buying each other out. But I feel like Etsy buying Reverb is, I mean, we talked about this before, like on the show, that a lot of people who are building custom pedals, straps, like things that are guitar accessories, were selling them on Etsy's because they were homemade goods. Small batch. I've seen some pedal companies that do like special runs of art will sell them on Etsy. So I feel like that acquisition is kind of natural. And if anything, I think like I don't use Etsy, so I don't know how strong their financial platform is in terms of like transactions, but I know Reverb's seems like it was really well and most people liked it. So it just seems like it makes sense.
Just like anything, Etsy probably bought Reverb because they saw that Reverb is making money and they want to make that money.
Yeah.
And hopefully they look at it and they're like, well, this is making money. We'll just let it keep making money. We're eating Tortilla Man right now, is what Oscar says.
I can't even afford tortillas.
You can't afford tortillas?
But you're on the internet.
Yeah, you're watching us somehow.
I'm very confused.
Sell your phone or your computer to go buy tortillas.
Don't sell your guitar.
Eating like kings. That's right. Half stale tortillas.
Plain tortillas. Where are these tortillas from?
They're from my wife's aunt's house. She made like a taco dinner the other night or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't think about Reverb employees.
You think they'll lose their job? I don't think they would fire the crew.
I don't know.
Maybe eventually there would be a restructuring where everyone has to either move to Etsy headquarters or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how many, what kind of like stability they have on, in terms of like if they have a lot of tech positions, because we only see like
Oscar's using a Razor phone, so yeah, he might not be able to afford tortillas. I don't know if you can sell a Razor phone and buy tortillas.
Yeah, I didn't think about like from the employee perspective. I was thinking about it more from the consumer perspective, I guess. So I think what what Ricosa and Wes are kind of talking about.
Ricosa looks like he knows what he's talking about.
Is
like all this
is
business
more
talk.
accurate. Where like if two companies if one company buys another company out, they're going to get rid of like duplicate positions potentially.
Sure.
Who gets the job as a combined business, and what continuity and expertise is lost in their respective business? And it again, like I don't want to say anything mean. I think that it's guitar, musical instruments is like a specialty product, I guess. And for a lot of things like Etsy, it tends to be like cut and dry. What did the product arrive as described? And so Etsy reduces everything down to like, did the product arrive as described? I feel like maybe with musical instruments and with certain kinds of gear, there's a little more nuance there than like Etsy training might account for. Whereas like with Reverb, you assume that there's an assumption that like if you are escalating something to Reverb customer service, you're escalating it to a person who's also a musician.
Yeah, totally.
And like, whether or not there is anything in the conversation that happens where you're like, oh, hooray, this person like feels sorry for me. This person can empathize with my plight. Like you kind of just assume that, I guess.
Yeah. It would be nice if they kept, a guitar-centric or music instrument-centric staff over there and didn't just go like, oh, well, we have people at Etsy who do this sort of stuff.
Well, I mean, for the time being, Reverb is supposed to continue to operate as a separate brand.
Sure.
As its own thing. It's a pure acquisition, which just means Etsy's like skimming off the top.
I could see Etsy looking at the vinyl division of Reverb and being like, oh, we can just make Etsy vinyl too.
Right. And to the thing prior, like you may not need 2 CFOs. Maybe you merge things at the executive level. I don't really feel that bad for executives.
No, me either. They're gonna
maybe I should.
They're gonna executive somewhere else, right?
I mean, a lot of times. I mean, I guess they work hard to get into those positions.
I've never been an executive, so I can't really speak.
You're the chief executive officer of 60 Cycle Hum.
Am I? What are you?
I'm the chief technical officer.
That's maybe true. I don't know. I think of myself more as an art director.
You're the chief marketing officer. You're that douchebag from Gibson that was running around Instagram going, that's clearly a copy of one of a Gibson brand guitar.
I drank one beer now. I'm feeling all burpy. I feel like I got to do a big burp.
Do it. Gross.
How was that? That was an okay burp. It wasn't a big burp.
Yeah, IT, office staff. I didn't think about that. Most Reverb employees probably aren't musicians. Well, then I don't care about them.
Screw those guys. If you're not a musician,
why are you even here? I'm just kidding. Obviously.
If you're not a musician, you don't deserve to have a job.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, man. Grab that Goldfinch. So I was going to do a video about this guitar the other day.
Now you're just going to do a live stream?
I'll do a live stream instead. Grant Wilson from Big Ear sent me this guitar because he knows the guy who owns the company, Goldfinch. Oh, man, I've got a set of Goldfinch humbuckers. I should see how those sound and drop them into that Squire.
There you go. You should just route out this pickguard and drop them into this guitar.
Well, what I want to do with this guitar, I was going to make a video about it the other day, but then like their website is down. So they either need to pay up their website or the company isn't around anymore. But I want to stick some different pickups in here. First of all, I want to replace this guy here with a lipstick.
Ooh.
And leave it where it is. And then I've got this gold foil here. I want to stick the gold foil right up in there.
Yeah, that's cool.
In the neck. But I got to route out a bunch of it and put it in switches and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought I'd show this off while everyone's talking about boring business stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Boo! Business
That's
sucks.
a gnarly looking guitar. Gibson enters the chat.
Authentic. Hashtag authentic.
Are you playing authentic or are you just photoing authentic? These are the sexy woman pictures you're saying that you want marketing to move back to.
Play authentic.
What do you think about modding?
What do you think about mama?
What do you think about modding a Dan Electro? It depends on the Dan Electro. Older ones, I
wouldn't want to touch those Masonite bodies.
Yeah, but then like the reissues from the 90s and stuff, man, go to town. Do whatever you want.
You can't undo something bad you do to a Masonite body.
The bad thing about that stutter is it was like I started and then I just leaned into it as hard as I could.
I know, you took off with it. It was great.
Is what a Firefly? That white guitar?
That's a Firefly.
The one that was out here before was a Goldfinch. The new Tycho guitar pedals are freaking great.
They're super cool.
They are. You know what's funny is like I've heard people say like they think they should be cheaper, but for the feature set, I'm like, how much cheaper do you want them to be? Like they look fantastic. They sound great. I think
two of them right here.
I think that there's this assumption that these are just like being mass produced somewhere, which I mean they are.
Look at the case.
But this is like
it's a completely custom new case design. I mean, this is the fuzz. It's a simple 3-knob fuzz with an octave. I know.
Yeah.
I know it's simple, but like you put this on your board and it looks totally different from everything else. The feeling of holding it in your hand like feels special. Like they've done something special with these. I think they'll be like if they stop making these at some point, I think they're going to be collector's items because they are different.
Feet?
The screws are underneath the feet. You take off the rubber feet and the screws underneath.
And you know, this is like a silly thing to talk about in terms of cost, you know, but these knobs, like I've never seen this style of knob before.
No.
I've seen this kind of switch on like other types of electronics, but not on a guitar pedal. So these are things that are like pretty novel to this. That pedal looks like a 60s remote control. It does, and maybe
it's
that's
not changing the channel, Steve.
Maybe that's the vibe they were going for. I don't know. I just love how this delay has like fish scales on it. That's such a cool look.
Where's that's not the delay. That's the boost.
Oh, sorry, the boost has fish scales. The delay has like
this is the delay. It's pretty much like your memory man style thing here. An analog delay that takes off and has crazy modulation. But man, that case, I can't shut up about the cases on these things. We've just been talking about Tycho this whole time now. Someone said Tycho, we can't help ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Using a Talia into a Tycho. There you go. That's the dream. That is sweet. I've always wanted an Italia.
Me too. I mean, I tried that 12-string at Toman, and it wasn't great. But I always wanted one of their crazy Strat style guitars with that giant triangle pickguard. They're just so insane looking.
See that amp? That's 50 watts. That's the size of a pedal. In the blue, in the blues demoed it. I'm not. I've seen a few different.
Are we talking about the Vox stuff, or are we talking
about?
No,
I think if it's the size of a pedal, is that like the EHX 44 Magnum? Is a 44 watt.
Yeah, I wonder what he's talking about.
I haven't seen that video. Most exciting trends.
Rakausa asks, in your point of view, what do you think are the most exciting trends we will see in the next couple of years in pedals and amplification? I want to see more of that. I mean, speaking of Vox, of that new tube stuff. I want to see that. Ibanez did a run of tube screamers with it, but I want to see crazy inventive stuff with it. Like with that technology, you can make actual amps that fit in a pedal, because it requires less power to do a similar thing with the little new tube things. I'd also like to see the carbon nano Nanolog N2 stuff take off.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Tom Cram about it from Spiral Effects, and we both said the exact same thing. Like you turn on to the N2 setting of their overdrive pedal or any of their pedals, and you get goosebumps. Like it feels different. It's a special thing. It's a different experience. I'd love to see way more builders incorporating Nanolog stuff into pedals, because I think it's a really exciting component.
Yeah, I think pedals are kind of in an interesting space right now, because you have a lot of it's just a weird space, like in terms of the cost, because I think you're seeing more and more companies in the import market coming up that are putting out really good products at a low price. Like that whole NuX line that we got, like those are all really solid pedals for not a lot of money.
I wasn't in love with the compressor, but the Atlantic was pretty good. Whoa! Rick also just sent us a huge.
Hey, we'll take it.
Super chat.
Ryan still has to figure out how to actually get super chat money transferred from Google.
It's sitting there somewhere.
His bank account.
Thanks, Rick. So that's crazy, man.
But yeah, that trend. I think cheaper stuff. But I think there's also, I don't know. I just it's weird to see. Weird makes it sound bad. It's not bad, but like for example, like Mr. Black is doing a whole bunch of mini pedals right now.
I think that's a weird choice.
And but everything I've heard is they're like super good.
Huh.
So I don't know.
Well, Mr. Jack DeVille is like he's not just Mr. Black. He does a lot of behind the scenes stuff with like coding and stuff like that. For other pedal builders. So he's like one of these guys
like the go-to
for like coding DSP pedals and like digital reverbs and delays and modulations and stuff like that. So I don't doubt that his mini stuff is going to be way better than your average run-of-the-mill mini pedal.
Before it falls off, Ryan's from Mira Mesa. I'm actually from Chula Vista, but I live not in Chula Vista anymore. So someone asked where in San Diego we were from.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 a.m. here. Should I start drinking? You guys are making me dry. If it's 2 a.m., should probably go to bed.
Or
don't.
Start drinking.
Or start drinking.
Gavin asks, what do you think of the Boss Guitar synth pedal that is coming out? Do you think you would demo it? I've already demoed it. Boom! I
don't know what that is.
I shot some video of it at Summer NAMM.
Is that a 200 series?
I just need to publish it. No, it's a single size. And here's
like a SY whatever, like a SY 300.
Here's my opinion on it in a nutshell. It's a EHX like 9 series pedal killer, because it does a bunch of synth sounds. It does a bunch of organ sounds. It does a bunch of stuff. So you know how like on a Boss pedal you can have like the selector knob that selects between a bunch of different settings. So there's 2 selector knobs, each with 12 settings. So you select one bank, and then for that bank you have another 12 settings in that bank. So you have like 144. Did I just do my math right?
12 and 12.
Yeah, 12. Yeah. You have 144 different synth sounds in one pedal. So if you're looking to go on a deep dive into synth sound exploration, I think the Boss synth pedal is a strong one. And it was doing, I'll try to publish that demo soon. I need to edit it. It was doing like polyphonic stuff great. It was doing fun, like glitchy monophonic stuff too. It has a ton of options locked up in there. The trouble with it is going to be option paralysis.
Right.
Where it's like, oh my gosh, I've got 144 different settings. Can I even remember the one that I like?
But that's like a lot of, that's the one thing with a lot of pedals is with a lot of the newer pedals is you end up with like you always think like, oh, I'm gonna have option paralysis.
You end up with 2 things that you like.
You end up with a couple things that you really like.
Yeah. Are you gonna do a demo of the guitar you got for free at NAMM?
Probably not.
No, never.
Nah.
It's right there. Point at it. No, I'm gonna do some coverage of it. I actually have a video of me interviewing Brian from Nutter Guitars from NAMM that I want to publish first. And then I'll do kind of a breakdown video of that specific guitar and my thoughts on it, and just do some fun playing with it. It's a really fun guitar. I've used it live already, and it was a blast. And also, I don't consider it as getting it for free. Normally, I would go into like a rant about like, oh, I worked so hard.
You worked so hard.
I build all this
for
audience
peanuts.
and stuff like that. And the trade-off is for builders is to have access to the audience, and blah blah blah. But for that guitar, I don't consider it free. I consider it a gift. That guitar was gifted to me. It was given to me. It wasn't a business arrangement. It was a gift. So that's better in a way. It means more in a way. That's how I feel about it.
This is cool.
What'd you find, Steve?
So Kyle, this is actually on topic because we've been looking for some stuff like this. There is an organization called Banding Together.
Oh,
excuse me. And so it says, founded in 2009, Banding Together's mission is to bring music opportunities to individuals with special needs in our community. And they're based in San Diego.
No way.
So Banding Together does free community jam sessions to bridge the gap for individuals with special needs, such as autism, at 4 locations in the local community. So they have a Point Loma, Chula Vista, Carlsbad, and El Cajon. So since 2009, they've had over 200 of these jam sessions.
I like it.
Featuring a guest artist who is a musician who's in the local music scene. Oh, that's an application. I don't want to do that.
We'll have to look more into that.
But yeah, this actually sounds really cool. So he's saying like, oh, and we've been talking about, what do we want to end up doing with all of these stupid ass Firefly guitars? What you want to do with them?
Well, I think I want to do one different thing for each of them. So that might be a good thing.
Yeah.
To put together one of those guitars with.
He's his cousin. He says his cousin is the co-founder. So that's super cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this group at all, but it definitely sounds like a group that. That's Ryan would love this one. Last February they had Jason Mraz.
No way.
Do it.
I mean,
Ryan's favorite.
I don't really.
Musician.
Do I ever talk about Jason Mraz? I feel nothing for him.
I
I feel nothing for or against him. But that's cool that he got involved. He is like a big local guy. Like when I was a teenager, he was doing like full on just local stuff here. As he was blowing up around the world, he was still like doing like record shop shows and things like that. That looks like a fun little thing. We should check that out and look into it for some possible.
Find out.
Support.
I caught a bunch of. I know that guy.
You know that guy. Steve's looking at pictures that you guys can't see.
I wasn't saying I know that guy because it was a picture of Jason Mraz.
Who is that?
Who's a millennial?
We're millennials, Steve.
We are millennials. I told someone the other day. So have you seen this whole thing?
But I don't feel like I'm Gen X either.
Have you seen this whole thing now that they're trying to define? Somebody has gone out and defined like if you were born between 1978 and 1982 as a Xennial.
That's me, I guess.
These people possess qualities of both Gen X and millennial.
I just don't like these labels. Can't I just be me?
And so the thing that I said is Xennials is just millennials who are old enough to have a little bit of money and complain really loud.
Worst soda pop you all dislike.
I
just can't get into Mountain Dew.
Well, you would never survive as a Mormon. That was a joke about another podcast.
Well, it was a joke about Mormons too.
I'm not surprised. Well, I guess that's like a newer ruling, but anyway.
What's a newer ruling?
That they're allowed to drink Mountain Dew because of the caffeine. Caffeine's a drug, Ryan.
I know it's a drug.
Yeah, so Mormons.
Are you affected by caffeine?
I don't feel like I am. I just get the shakes, but I don't feel like it keeps me awake.
I never get shakes. I never feel anything. I never feel like any difference in me with caffeine. And I used to like drink Jolt. I used to drink Jolt Cola.
Xennials are just Gen Xers who refuse to admit that they're old.
Be a Gen Xer. I don't care.
I don't know what the word soda I've had. It'd have to be something like odd. Like I
Like a weird
pretty
flavor?
much drink all of the major. I just don't like anything diet. I can't deal with that.
Oh yeah, diet's gross. If I'm gonna have a treat, I'm gonna have a treat. You know,
Yeah.
I had a soda that I really liked a while back. What's the Mexican soda company? Orisco?
Jalisco,
Jalisco?
Jarditos.
Jarritos. That must be it. Tamarindo soda.
Oh, tamarindo. Yeah.
Super good. It's like I'd put it in the same category as like a cola, like a Coke or a Pepsi or something like that, but a totally different flavor, but like kind of like that flavor profile.
Interesting.
That was great. I super want to drink tamarindo soda all the time now, but it's like expensive to get it by the actual single bottles, you know.
Right.
I wish I could get like a 30 pack of cans of tamarindo soda
I bet.
and do like
I feel
floats
like they
with it.
might have that kind of stuff at Costco, but it might be mixed.
Yeah,
You might have to get like all 4 of those flavors.
Evan says, every boomer ever. Let's define everyone by generations. Yeah, I feel like boomers really went crazy with that stuff.
Well, you know what it really is it's every generation that is holding power.
Sure.
So it's whatever the oldest money generation is, because though maybe it was also boomers, but I have a feeling it was like older than that. Because I think there were like articles in the 50s and 60s complaining about boomers. There's articles in the 70s complaining about late boomers and Gen X.
I mean, the only like defining characteristic of the boomers is that there's a lot of them.
The only
like,
defining characteristics of
the
boomers is their parents had a lot of sex.
Lots of sex.
And
their parents were the greatest generation. That's cocky.
Yeah. You name yourself the greatest generation?
With that name? You know who was in the greatest generation? Hitler.
Wow.
It's Godwin's law right there.
Dude, one of these days some future generation of like meme wielding children is gonna name themselves the greaterest generation.
The greaterest generation. I think we should start calling ourselves that.
If there's a greatest generation, then that means there's also a great generation and a greater generation.
And a okay generation and the worst generation and the worst generation.
Yeah, the bad generation, a better generation, best generation.
I'm down for the greaterest generation. I'm down for that.
Let's start the halfway decent generation. Yes.
The acceptably proficient generation.
Dude, Mexican Coke is legit. That is
it's
so good
stuff.
The next generation, that's a Pepsi. The Pepsi generation, right?
I still stand by.
Next time there's a race riot, just go give a Pepsi to a police officer. Everything will be solved.
I still say I'm the Squire generation.
The Squire
it's
generation?
For fun.
I don't get it.
It's for fun. It was Squire guitars, Steve.
Is that your slogan for them?
That's my slogan for Squires. I'm part of the Squire generation. I don't need no Fender. I can have fun with a Squire. It's all I can afford. Avocado toast. That's my generation.
The best ever generation. What's the top 90%? I don't know what that means. My generation is in the top 90%.
Tycho generation, 1975, baby. I like this idea of coming up with gear generations for ourselves.
That would put us very solidly in the boss generation.
We are the boss generation. Yeah, that's totally true. Like that whole like late 70s to like late 90s sort of thing. That's a generation right there. We're in it. We're the boss generation.
Jackson, I think you meant you are not a gamer.
Boss generation. Boom.
Gen Z sucks. Well, that's my fault. I got 2 of them. So
are our kids Gen Zs? What's going to happen after that?
That's one of my favorite quotes. E-Jar just posted. Look at who that quote is credited to.
Socrates.
So good old Socrates. Socrates Johnson.
Socrates Johnson. Children now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for authority, no respect, and show disrespect for their elders.
Yeah, Socrates was saying that basically about Plato. He's like, come on, Plato. What the hell?
Plato, you freaking
Why are your friends a bunch of luxurious douchebags, Plato? Jesus. Oh wait, Jesus wasn't born yet.
Not yet.
Who would be come on, oh, Zeus bolt, lightning bolt, Plato. Who the Hades do you think you're kidding?
Who the Hades? I watched the newer Clash of the Titans the other night.
Dude, Tortilla Man already happened.
Yeah, you missed Tortilla Man. He's in my belly now. I ate him all up. You know, I never seen Tortilla Man in the same room as myself. Kind of makes you think. Who is that masked man?
He gone.
He's gone now.
He's delicious.
He was doughy and floury. I was watching this show on Netflix about tacos, and I realized something that is different about tacos in San Diego versus tacos in Mexico, apparently.
Yes.
In Mexico, it is most traditional to serve carne asada with flour tortillas. Did you know that?
No. Is that going to be specific?
Where's this going to go?
Is that like specific part of Mexico? Or?
No, they made it seem like that was like the thing, like the place that's known for carne asada in Mexico, like it's flour only.
Weird.
Where here in Southern California, I think it's because of the heavy Baja influence. Like everything is corn tortilla.
Yeah.
Like if you get flour tortillas in San Diego, people are like, "What are you doing? Flour? That's like tortillas for children. Those are children's tortillas. Man up to the bar and get yourself a good old corn tortilla. That's the good stuff." But it made me think different. Like, hey, maybe I should be exploring flour tortillas more in my life.
I mean, I'm sure it tastes fine. And maybe it's like,
I mean, flour tortillas taste great. They're crushed white bread.
Well, and
it's white flour and lard. How could it be bad?
And so I'm looking at this too, at this picture that is a carne asada taco, that's like a street taco on a flour tortilla.
Yeah. And
I wonder how much of that is just because unless you're like making your own, like you don't really see small carne asada, or you don't really see small flour tortillas. You can get them.
You can get them.
But then this says corn tortillas are preferred for an authentic street style taco.
I mean, honestly, I think you get down to Mexico, I think you can find everything.
That
every variation of everything. So it's like, don't stress about it. Just enjoy your food.
I'm pretty sure that article, the article is written by a white woman, so you know it's accurate.
Super, yeah, totes. We've completely like disregarded the comments for a long time.
That's fine. You know how this game goes.
Yeah.
The viral American socialist video I saw today was a reflection of what Socrates was talking about. More people need to play guitar.
What?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Taco Bell uses hard shell corn tortillas.
I'd say getting a flour tortilla from Taco Bell is more authentic than getting a corn tortilla from Taco Bell.
I would say don't get anything in a flour tortilla from Taco Bell because their soft tacos are gross.
How are you going to get a bean and cheese burrito, though?
That's different. Don't get a bean and cheese burrito, though, because
they're
gross.
What's your Taco Bell? When you find yourself at Taco Bell, what's your order?
I kill myself.
We had a random idea the other week that I should
just kill myself.
No, we should use IC money, Inner Circle money.
Oh yeah.
But to order one of everything off the menu at Taco Bell and just to see what it would cost, and then try to eat as much as we can. Which sounds sickening.
I think we could do it. I think we could eat.
You think we could eat through the menu?
I think we could eat through the entire Taco Bell menu.
Probably right. But
it depends. Are we gonna get the Fresca options for all of those as well?
What are the Fresca options?
It's where they if you get a Fresca taco, there's no sour cream, there's no cheese. It's all just like pico. So like for a bunch of their stuff, they'll remove like the cheese and I don't know.
Is it like a vegan option?
It's not a vegan option. It's just like a healthier option.
Oh, okay.
When I find myself at Taco Bell, I go to Del Taco.
They got hamburgers and fries, man.
I can crush some Del Taco, man.
Yeah. Well, I ate Del Taco a lot when I was in college.
Mm.
I found one thing on the menu that I could stand, and it was like this chicken taco.
Dude, tacos.
And even like the chicken there was kind of
Tacos El Pastor with cilantro, onions, and pineapple.
Oh man, there's not any good Al Pastor places here in town.
So Evan, what's the best way to order the entire menu at Taco Bell? Should Ryan order half the menu and I order the other half? Or?
No, because you want to do the baller thing. You want to roll up to the counter and be like, "I'll take one of everything." You don't want to run up and be like, "Oh, I'm going to take the first half of everything, and he's going to take the second half of everything." That's stupid. You want it all on one receipt so you can see how much it costs.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you could just get 2 receipts and add together. You definitely have to like go in there though and be
It's
like
for the spectacle.
And be like, "Hey you don't want to
It would
be
be
in the drive-through."
It would be the most exciting night of their life.
So what loser Democrat do you guys want as the presidential nominee? Hey, it's SD Design. Hey,
I'm ready to vote for Google to be president.
dude,
Google would do a great job. We need a inanimate, entity to be president now.
I
I'm all for it.
didn't watch the debates last week, so I'm just gonna do Kanye for 2020. Don't tread on Ye. I'm just saying, don't tread on Ye.
SD Design is typing out the lyrics to that David Bowie song, Space Oddity.
Right. Vote Wilfred Brimley. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna wait till there's like 5 Democratic Party nominees, and then I'm gonna vote for fucking Mickey Mouse.
Can you remember the first guitar pedal you owned?
Yeah.
SD Design.
So I bought a pack. I didn't own a first pedal. I owned like a first 6 pedals. But they were
Were they Dano Food pedals?
They were Dano Food pedals.
Nice.
And a Crybaby Wah.
Nice.
And the Dano Food pedals were the Milkshake Chorus, the PB&J Delay, the Grilled Cheese Distortion, the Chicken Salad Vibrato, which I didn't really understand. I still don't really understand the difference between the Chicken Salad Vibrato and the Milkshake Delay. Or milkshake. Is it the Milkshake Chorus or the Milkshake Phaser? I had the Phaser, the chorus,
right,
the vibrato, the distortion, and
the
delay.
A chorus is really just a vibrato that's blended back a little bit.
Right.
My first pedal was a Boss PH2, the Phaser. It was $40. I had $40. I bought it. It was the only thing at the pawn shop that was $40. And I wanted a pedal.
I've always heard really good things about like the Shift Daddy stuff, the down electrode pedals that were shaped like cars.
When I tried those in the store, I mean, I know it was like 15, 20 years ago. When I tried them in the store, I didn't like them back in the day. I wish I had bought every Snarling Dog's wall that came out.
Are they up?
Yeah, a bunch of them resell pretty good. But I want one to own one. Even though they weigh like 10 pounds each. Like, I want one to own one.
That's the craziest thing about these pedals is how much they weigh.
They are a little heavy, aren't they?
Like,
it's about the same as a Boss.
No, this is way heavier.
You think it's heavier than the Boss?
Go get your kitchen scale.
Oh yeah, now that I reversed hands, it is heavier.
Do you have a kitchen scale?
No, I don't. Are my hands bad?
Maybe.
In this hand, it feels the same. I reverse it, and now this one's heavier. Are my nerves bad? Am I bad at feeling things?
I don't know, man.
Am I bad at touching?
Does a foot switch count? I'm going to go with no. Dude, okay, how did you break all your pedals? Did you try to run them all at 18 volts?
Someone broke all his pedals?
Said he broke all my pedals by following bad advice. And all I can think of is, like, he must have
overpowered them,
run them all at 18 volts, and they broke.
Or he just stomped on him as hard as he could.
IDK, my BFF Jill.
David Ozab wants to know, so how is Mira Mesa?
It sucks.
Hey! I've lived here my whole life. I like it.
I'm not leaving. Never going to leave.
I bought a house. I'm locked in.
Dude, you gotta flip city that house.
I could flip city this house and move anywhere in the country and probably
Except
be fine.
Except in California.
Except in California. I moved to Nashville and live off my house money for a long time, but then have to spend it all on air conditioning.
Small price to play.
Small price to play, Steve says.
Put a Floyd on the contemporary telly.
Did he ever say how he broke all those pedals?
He said IDK. My BFF Joe.
All right. Put a Floyd on the contemporary telly? I'd have to do major surgery on that. It wouldn't be worth the effort. I barely got this third pickup in here today. I got to release my video on that. You guys are getting a exclusive seeing that it's all strung up with a third pickup.
Oh, David lived here from 78 to 81. He lived here before we were born.
Wow, Mira Mesa was different back then. Way different.
What's the 92101 redo? Where's
90210 the show?
No, that says 92101.
Oh, I don't know.
Isn't that Encinitas?
I don't know. The telly needs a
Oh,
fix piano.
90210. The
That's what I
one,
was
the
saying.
CW one, or is that the new one? I heard there's going to be another new one. I don't know.
There needs to be a new.
I did watch Riverdale. You guys watch Riverdale? I hope you all watch Riverdale.
Did you watch all of it?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
You watched all of Riverdale.
All 2, 3
That's
seasons.
the Archie comic one, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever read any Archie comics?
No.
No. I wanted to know how it compares.
I don't think they're the same.
You don't think they're the same?
It's like Dark Archie.
I never read any Archie comics. I don't have anything to add.
Basically, the plot of Riverdale is everybody wants to have sex with Archie.
Well, yeah, he's got those waffles on the side of his head. You know, waffle hair, people are going to want to bone down.
Yes, Dark Archie, a.k.a. Darchie.
Do they still have the barbecue place with the sawdust on the floor in San Diego? Which place do you think he's talking about?
Well, I know the place that I went to up in San Marcos has that. What is it called? Roadhouse Grill.
Is that still around?
I don't know. I don't go up there. I also watched The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I'm currently working my way through.
Is that the new one?
Yeah.
The super satanic one?
Yeah.
How is it?
It's super satanic.
It's super satanic.
Yeah, your mom would say that I'm no longer a Christian if she ever saw that show.
I thought about getting into it when I thought I was going to be staying up late, like holding my sleeping baby, but my baby doesn't sleep that way, so I just go to bed at night.
It was a fine, like, you know, all of these shows are kids shows, so you have to watch them from the perspective that I say they're kids shows. They're like teen shows. So
right,
like when Melissa and I first started watching Riverdale, I spent like the first half of the first season being like that. Like they're constantly making pop culture references, which is actually kind of like makes it extra fun for adults, for like older people.
Adults love it
because you're like watching it and you're like, oh, I think the episode that they introduced, so Archie's mom is Molly Ringwald.
Oh, really?
And I think the first episode that she is in, they just make a ton of references to the Breakfast Club.
Oh my gosh.
But they do it in a way where it's like, if you are like old enough to have seen the Breakfast, like if you're our age or older, you're like, oh my God, they're just making 1,000 Breakfast Club references. And I would imagine if you're like 15, you're like, huh, I don't get it.
I saw an article popping around today that says, I don't watch this show, the Arrow show.
I don't watch it either. I don't watch any. I've watched almost. I've had Jessica Jones recommended to me, but I have not watched any other superhero shows.
Okay, so the Arrow stuff looks super lame and super cheesy.
Well, it's DC, so
yeah, and it's on the CW or whatever. But they're gonna have Mark Hamill come in as the Joker, live action Joker. Who is he's
the best Joker.
He's the best Joker. He's the voice of the Joker from the animated series.
Yeah.
And they're going to have the voice of Batman from the animated series as live action Batman. So they're bringing in these voice actors who are like the most iconic versions of Batman and the Joker, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
and having them be live action. And I don't care. I don't care about the Arrow, but I'm going to watch the crap out of that when that
You're
when
just
that
gonna
comes
watch
out.
that episode.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
Why would they introduce that to Arrow but not to Gotham? Is it? I guess the timing maybe.
Gotham's done.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, a different network too, I think.
No, Gotham's CW.
No, Gotham's Fox.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's over. Gotham sucks.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was so bad. I kept watching it because of how bad it was. Like I had to see like just how bad it could get.
He said, Ejar says it was good at the beginning. Still waiting for the that it was good at the beginning, then it became a discuss our feelings. The live action 60 cycle hum podcast. I've talked about trying to do that. Trying to live stream an entire episode.
We could do it.
It's definitely doable.
I need to test out that software that I get, and so that I can preload the ads into it.
Oh.
And then we could potentially do it, and I can hook up a computer to, a camera to the laptop here, so it'll be better quality.
Yeah.
It's possible. We could end up doing it one of these days.
Or, I don't know, when we do the 300th episode, just come to San Diego.
I don't know how we're going to handle that 300th episode. It might be a private party. It might not be like last time.
If you're going to fly here, I think you can
Okay.
come to our private party.
It's time for a shot of chili sauce. You guys are starting to ramble.
Do you still have chili sauce?
I've got a lot of hot sauce.
What's that going to cost?
Oh my gosh.
That's a pay to play.
That is a pay to play.
I'm actually going to have to go to the bathroom.
Man. How much would you guys super chat to see me throw back a shot of hot sauce? Do you love Elvis movies and his songs? It's been forever since I saw an Elvis movie. I think I saw Blue Hawaii. I mean, Elvis stuff is fine. I feel like we might actually be due for like a new Elvis revival in pop culture sort of time. It's been quite a while, and it does feel like we're due, I guess. People just get super into Elvis again, and sock hops and, poodle skirts and all that jazz, whatever. Maybe like a modern Elvis revival would be darker in a way, take on more of like an Amy Winehouse sort of a aesthetic. I don't know. Steve left, and now I have to ramble by myself, and you guys aren't asking any more questions. Should probably shut this down here any minute. Mama got them coconuts. Torch the Mahar. I don't know, guys. Ask me something. There's 20 of you here. Is the camera super blurry? It looks super blurry on this side. I mean, it's a webcam built into a 10-year-old laptop, so I shouldn't be too surprised. But whatever. I just heard Steve flush. Is there any way to fix my pedals? Nope. Throw them in the trash. Throw them in the ocean. Your pedals are done. I don't know. I don't know how your pedals are broken. I feel like we should wrap up, Steve.
Yeah. Probably. First ever
I want to go
guitar.
to bed.
What was your first guitar?
The Honer, an acoustic guitar that my mom bought in college.
Mine was a 1950s harmony arch tone.
Hey, Steve. Winston
Yes.
wants to know, what do you do for fun?
Nothing, man. I work and I sleep.
No fun.
And I podcast. And that's it.
It ain't no fun to be Steve. You play like softball and stuff.
I do play softball. And
But it's not-
and stuff.
But it's not fun.
It's business.
It's pure business. I do too much stuff, and none of it's for fun. I went surfing last week.
A tennis racket was my first guitar. I think that was probably my first guitar too.
Do you own a tennis racket?
Not anymore.
So you used to.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my parents had tennis rackets.
Okay, that's what I was getting to. My parents had tennis rackets too. I never saw them play a day in my life, but I think everyone in the 70s bought tennis rackets just in case. I don't know anyone who owns a tennis racket now.
I know some people who own tennis rackets who actually are like trying to find people to play tennis with.
That's unique.
So,
do you play games on the computer? Steve plays.
We do not do wheel of pedals anymore.
Oh, we don't.
Any dirt tracks?
There
are
are
some dirt tracks.
Yeah, isn't there that one down in Balboa Park? You can always see it across from the zoo, and people are racing bikes around on it.
If you say so. Do you play video games on the computer?
I play Roller Coaster Tycoon 2.
I play some phone games. That's about it. I play a game called Tap Sports Baseball 19. Little free.
Didn't you play like a trivia game too?
I stopped playing it because it kind of got stupid.
Trivia game got too stupid for Steve.
It basically got to where you had to answer like 25 questions in a row to win. It was like freaking impossible. I was like, screw you guys.
David bought a no-name Japanese guitar, but it had a gold foil pickup in a Mira Mesa garage sale in '82. There was probably like 14 houses in Mira Mesa in '82. That's not true.
14 houses?
But there was like half the neighborhood was here in '82,
right,
for sure.
Right.
Mira Mesa Boulevard didn't go all the way to the
15?
5.
Oh, to the 5.
It stopped where like Kotihan is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember when they opened that.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Rant about Pink Floyd. Oh, Pink Floyd, blah, 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 blah. So boring.
Ryan just doesn't listen to Pink Floyd.
I've heard plenty of Pink Floyd. You can't escape Pink Floyd. Go watch it. Go listen to the Your Favorite Band Sucks podcast. They do a fun episode on Pink Floyd. It's a fun show. Have you listened to that podcast?
No.
They do 2 episodes on Madonna that are fun.
I want to sue them for using my band's name in the name of their podcast.
Steve and I had a band called Your Favorite Band, and now they have a podcast called Your Favorite Band Sucks. And that's 100% why I started listening to it. And now I listen to it because I just like the show.
Did they ever talk about us?
Never. They don't know about us.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Kyle Jackson likes that podcast.
Yeah. Have I heard of Dwight Yoakam? Of course I have.
He was stop hearing about.
He was great in that one movie where he plays the bad guy.
Was he in The Abyss? Was he the water creature?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember what movie.
Was he in A Few Good Men? Was he Jack Nicholson?
He is in. Oh yeah, he was the bad guy in Sling Blade, and he was the bad guy in Panic Room.
Oh my gosh, this guy says I've got to do a whole Floyd album to really get it right.
I mean, I think there is something to that. Like a lot of the Floyd stuff is. He was in Tropic. Was he in Tropic Thunder?
Everyone was in Tropic
Thunder. That's true. The Floyd tends to be like a very holistic experience. And I don't mean that like in a completely cheesy way. It's just like, it's the whole thing where like they write complete albums. They don't write like singles.
Yes.
That's probably why you hate them. Because Ryan only wants to hear sick licks and catchy tunes.
I don't know.
What? You don't have a chorus that you repeat 15 times?
It's like there's like they give me like a gross feeling. It's just like gross music. Yeah, I don't like it.
Did you all know O.J. Simpson watches 60 Cycle Hum? Dude, if he does, I hope he's in this live chat and he drops us a tenner.
I don't think he's got any money.
He could sell some Super Bowl rings.
I think he already did all that stuff, didn't he?
He could sell some more.
Kind of don't want to interact with O.J. Simpson because I don't want to get murdered.
Also because Ryan hates sports.
I do hate sports. But I do like the Naked Gun movies, though.
Ooh, conundrum.
I'm glad O.J. Simpson contributed to the humor of the Naked Gun movies starring Leslie Nielsen, a actor who reminds me of my granddad.
I can see that.
Yeah. R.I.P. Both of them. Leslie Nielsen and my granddad.
You mean Leslie Nielsen dead?
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen is dead. If you could take Leslie Nielsen.
What about Rick Nielsen?
If you take Leslie Nielsen and you combine him with Curly from that movie with Billy Crystal, where he's
Jack Palance.
Yeah, you combine those two actors. That's my granddad. All right, I think we should go.
Oh dang! Leslie Nielsen died in 2010.
It's been a
okay,
while.
bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Stay grounded.
Stay grounded. This is where we try to awkwardly end the stream. Click.
Man, you gotta click again.